am begging you, Abimbola, please. I know I betrayed you, but it was a mistake.
My name is Chiamaka, and the day I married into the Obi family, I thought I had stepped into joy. I thought I had stepped into favor. I thought I had stepped into peace. Little did I know that I had unknowingly stepped into a battlefield where I was the only target, and my mother-in-law, Madame Felicia, was the commander. Before I continue, I want to appreciate all viewers. Thank you so much, my beautiful family, for always watching my stories. Your support means everything to me. If you are watching right now, please know that I love you and I appreciate you deeply. Please, like this video, drop your comments, subscribe, and turn on notifications, and share this story with at least one friend. Your engagement helps my channel grow, and it encourages me to bring more deep, emotional, and powerful stories your way. Let's continue. From the very beginning, she didn't hide the fact that she didn't want me. She wanted her son to marry a girl from her church, a girl whose family had money, a girl she could control, a girl who called her mummy even before marriage. But her son, Henry, chose me. And that single choice turned my mother-in-law into a lioness, not one protecting her cubs, but one ready to devour. The slow poison began long before the food. It started with words. Words coated in honey but sharp like razor blades. You are too quiet. You are too soft. You are too nice. These kinds of girls don't last in marriage. You don't know how to cook rich people's food. You are not our class. And Henry, my sweet husband, loved me, but he had no idea what was happening behind his back. Whenever he was around, she was an angel. The moment he stepped out, she became another person. A person who studied me like a chemist preparing a dangerous mixture. A person who monitored my steps, my weaknesses, my fears. I didn't know she was preparing for the day she would try to end me. But God saw everything. The first sign something was wrong. A constant headache, strange dizziness, bitter taste in my mouth every morning. One afternoon, after cooking stew for the family, I stepped outside to answer a phone call. When I returned, I found my mother-in-law standing over the pot, her hands inside her wrapper, her eyes darting like a guilty thief. The moment she saw me, she smiled. A strange smile. "Chiamaka, my daughter, you forgot to add salt." But I had already added salt. I knew I had. Yet I said nothing. I kept quiet, pretending not to notice the change in her behavior. But she wasn't done. She kept pushing. Every week she insisted that she would dish my food for me. Every time she served me, she watched me swallow the first spoon. She studied my reactions the way a doctor studies a patient. And each time, I felt weaker. My heartbeat raced. My legs felt heavy. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't think clearly. One day, as I lay on the bed feeling faint, I overheard her whispering on the phone. "Don't worry, she will soon break. The weakness done start." Break? Weakness? My heart thumped. Was she doing something to me? The night, everything almost ended. It was a Sunday afternoon when her plan matured. She invited her prayer group to the house, women from the church, women she commanded, women who believed she was a woman of God. Henry was out of town for a conference. Just me, her, and her group of church women. They prayed, they sang, they shouted. Then she came into my room with a tray of food. "Eat, my daughter, you look pale. Let this refresh you." For the first time, alarm bells rang inside me. The stew smelled different, too strong, too sharp, too unnatural. But refusing was disrespect. So I said, "Let me get water." She frowned. "Just eat first." "No, Mama, I want to drink water with it." I stepped out to get water from the kitchen, but when I returned, she wasn't in the room anymore. The tray was still there, and something told me not to eat it. Not yet. Not ever. The family dinner, the night God turned the table. 2 days later, my husband returned. My mother-in-law announced a family dinner to welcome him. The table was set beautifully. Chicken, fried rice, zobo. She served everyone herself. Personal plates, personal cups. And then she came to me. She placed the plate before me, her eyes cold, calculating, but her smile too wide, too sweet. Then she placed a tall glass of zobo beside me. Bright red, foaming slightly, more concentrated than everyone else's. My heart pounded. Something was wrong. But before I could think, my husband entered the dining area, cheerful and unsuspecting. He sat beside her. As she lifted my zobo glass to hand it to me, her husband touched her wrist gently. "My wife, let me taste your drink. You always sweeten my life." It was playful. It was innocent. He said it in love. But the moment he lifted the cup, her face turned white. Fear slammed into her eyes. Her hand shook uncontrollably. She tried to fake a smile, but within minutes, he began coughing. Coughing hard, choking, gasping. The cup fell from his hand, pieces scattering across the tiles like broken truth. "Mama, what is happening?" Henry shouted. She couldn't answer. She couldn't breathe. She couldn't hide anymore. She collapsed to the floor, crying, shaking her head violently as if trying to erase what had happened. I didn't mean for him," she sobbed. "For who, Mama?" Henry screamed. His voice cracked. His whole body trembled. "Who was the drink for?" And then she said my name, weakly, fearfully, guiltily. Chiamaka. It was for Chiamaka. The world stood still. time stopped. My heart sank into my stomach. Henry staggered backward as if struck by lightning. "You tried to kill my wife?" His voice was barely a whisper. She fell on her knees, crying, "I wanted to protect you. She is not good enough. She will destroy your destiny. She will take you from me. Please forgive me. I didn't know it would. I didn't know your father." But her husband, the man gasping for breath, whispered hoarsely, "You poisoned your own cup, and God made me drink it." The moment those words left my father-in-law's trembling lips, the room shifted. It was as if the air itself became thicker, heavy with shock, betrayal, and the stench of truth that had been buried for too long. My mother-in-law froze with her knees on the floor, her wrapper twisted around her waist, tears streaking down her powdered face. She looked like a woman who suddenly realized that every hidden seed she planted in darkness had finally sprouted in daylight and was now strangling her. Henry's chest rose and fell rapidly. His fists clenched so hard that his knuckles turned white. "Mama?" he whispered, voice breaking. "You tried to kill my wife? The same woman who prays for me every night? The same woman who wakes up to cook for you? The woman I vowed to protect?" She couldn't meet his eyes. I didn't know your father would drink it," she repeated, shaking her head violently. "But you knew it wasn't for him." His voice dropped, cold and trembling. "You knew who it was for." My body felt numb, my legs shook under the table. I couldn't cry, I couldn't speak. I just stared at her. This woman who had smiled at me in church, hugged me in public, called me my daughter in front of neighbors, yet plotted my death in silence. A wave of nausea washed through me as I remembered every odd taste in my food, every headache, every dizziness. Every night I lay awake feeling like my soul was slipping out of my body. I whispered to myself, barely audible. So it was real. She was really doing something to me. And then my father-in-law, fighting for breath, pointed a trembling finger at her. "Felicia, how long have you been doing this?" Her lips parted, but no sound came out. She bowed her head, her shoulders shaking, and for the first time since I married into that family, I saw fear in her. Not anger, not hatred. Fear. The fear of someone who realized that God himself had turned the table she set. One of the church women, Sister Rhoda, who had been invited earlier, slowly stepped forward. Her eyes were wide, shocked, confused. "Mama Felicia, this drink, what did you put inside?" Her voice trembled. My mother-in-law let out a loud, piercing cry, as if the question stabbed her soul. I didn't want her dead. I just wanted her weak. I wanted her to go back to her father's house so Henry would marry Amara. That girl is from a strong family. Her father is a deacon. I wanted my son to rise. The confession hit Henry like a thunderbolt. "So your solution," he said painfully, "was to destroy my wife, to break her body, to break her spirit." "She is not your destiny," she shouted, suddenly defensive. "She is too quiet, too gentle. These girls don't push men higher. Amara is strong. She would have— Stop! Henry roared with slamming his fist on the table. The plates rattled, the glasses shook, the whole dining room vibrated with the force of his anger. I had never seen him like that. My father-in-law slowly opened his eyes, struggling to breathe. "Felicia, you are my wife," he whispered painfully. "How could you bring shame to this home? How could you touch a drink you didn't make, a drink meant for death?" Her sobs grew louder. "I didn't know he would take it," she cried. "I didn't know, but God knew. God knew, and God exposed you." Silence fell again. A silence so deep it felt like the walls were listening. Then Henry walked to me, bent down, and held my hand. His grip shook with fear and guilt. "I'm so sorry," he whispered. His forehead pressed against mine. His tears fell on my cheek. "I failed you. I should have seen the signs. I should have listened when you said the stew tasted strange. I should have listened when you felt weak. I should have protected you." I shook my head slowly. "No, Henry. This wasn't your battle. This was between me and—" I hesitated. "And a heart filled with hatred." His grip tightened. "But she is my mother," he whispered. "My own mother." At that moment, she lifted her head. Her eyes, puffy, red, hollow, met mine. "Chiamaka," she whispered, voice cracking. "Forgive me. I beg you. I didn't know God would turn it like this." Her voice trailed off into a whisper of regret, and for the first time, her arrogance broke. She was no longer the lioness. She was a broken woman, kneeling before the daughter-in-law she tried to kill. Thank you so much, my beautiful family, for watching this powerful story to the end. Your love, your comments, your likes, your shares, they mean the world to me. I do not take any of you for granted. If this story touched you or kept you at the edge of your seat, please don't forget to like this video, drop a comment, share with at least one friend, and subscribe so you don't miss anything. Your engagement is what keeps this channel growing and helps me bring you more emotional, powerful, life-changing stories. And please, stay tuned. Part 2 of this story, even deeper, even more shocking, even more spiritual, will be dropping this same week. New stories drop every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday by 7 p.m. Nigeria time. So make sure your notifications are on because you won't want to miss what happens next. I love you all so much. God bless you richly for your support. See you in part 2.